The first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Mr. McCartan is the word wise. Mr. McCartan's got a really complicated job. He has a lot of things and interests and different people to balance, and he's done a great job of that since I've been here. Just a lot of different things to take into account when he makes decisions, whether they're big or small. So that's kind of the first thing that comes to my mind. The other thing, I guess, that comes to my mind perhaps is that I view him as somebody who serves his student body and group of teachers that work for him. So I guess servant, if that'd be an adjective. That's another one that comes to mind for me. He's always out in the building, really involved in the work that we're doing, not just a guy that's sitting in his office while the rest of the people are getting things done. He's deeply invested in everything that it is that we're doing as a building. So there's two that come to mind. Well, one place that Mr. McCartan will always hold for me is he's the principal that gave me my first full-time teaching job. So when he hired me, I guess would be one particular moment. But I guess maybe more impactful from a story standpoint, I recall a celebration early in my career here. It was maybe even my first year, I can't remember for sure. And those are always special times, and those are maybe some of Mr. McCartan's most notable moments for students for sure. But I remember one in particular, one of the cool things that we always do with the celebrations is he has maybe student groups or individuals that might not always be historically recognized at a pep fest or which are often about athletics, but at this particular one he had all the students who were the first member of their family to be attending college the following year stand up and be recognized by the student body. And I just remember that being sort of an emotionally touching moment for me, and something that I don't think happens at every place in terms of recognition in front of the entire student body. So that's one for me that sticks with me. What do I think his goal was to achieve while working here? It would be hard to boil it down to one. I think he's really taken on sort of our mission, as we've laid it out at the district level, to reach each student every day. A lot of our initiatives from a staff perspective have reflected that, so I think he's really bought in and done what he can to help us achieve that goal of reaching each student every day. Making each individual person, whether they're a teacher, a custodian, a student, or any other type of person that comes through this building, feel valued in their role in making our school culture what it is. I think that's maybe a way in which he's done that. Yes and no. It's one of those things where, you knew it could happen sort of any time. There weren't any rumors or winds that he might be retiring, so to that degree it was a surprise. I think he'd be capable of doing his job well for a much longer period of time than stopping now, so I guess it's maybe a surprise to that degree. But again, I kind of had a general awareness that it could happen at any time, so you're sort of somewhat prepared for it in that degree. So I'm happy for him that he's going to get a chance to spend his retirement doing with it what he sees fit. I'm sure he'll find ways to continue to positively impact people, even if it's not here in our school building. I do think he was a good principal for all of the reasons, sort of that I've laid out previously. Very connected to his students, very connected to his staff. I think that's a unique characteristic in an administrator, one that can be tough to do and still, sort of retain your status as, an authority figure. And I think he's walked that line really well. And I also think that he has established a culture here, or helped establish a culture here that's really hard to match at other places. It's something that I hope that we can carry forward after he's gone. Certainly possible that the next person will be just as good as he has been, or better, or whatever. But change is always hard when you're not quite sure what's next. So I'm confident that no matter who comes in, we'll definitely miss Mr. McCartan.